Hey Terrell, hey Raz, how you guys doing? Yeah, send them whenever you can. I'll add them to my sit-down collection whenever I'm at the desk working. Oh yeah, I gotta do yard work too. We've had rain for about a week and a half straight. Finally it stopped. So I gotta do the lawn, hose down the house, all that crap. Raz, you didn't send the items yet, right? Or did you? I can't remember. It's been one of those weeks where I didn't really get much done. Okay, that's fine. I wasn't sure. Like I said, I lost track. I'm very wary about how this is floppy, so I'm going to strengthen this up. What I think I'm going to do is put rods and make these thicker. Though I'm running low on rods. Hey Raccoon. That's good, Raz, that's fine. Raccoon, I watched the Frank Cho video. That was pretty cool. It gets me angry though, just how he draws. He's so damn good. Yeah, I want to strengthen this up a bit. I could either do it in the inside or do it on the outside. Maybe I'll just do it on the outside. Yeah, I watch his fast videos on Instagram all the time because I sub to his Instagram. He's so damn good, he gets me angry. And he acts like it's nothing. And then the funny thing about that Power Girl video is like, oh, I'm doing it the simple way, you know? I'm like, oh, that's the simple way, huh? So I did do some rods in the legs. I filmed what I did in the garage. I'm going to post it on Instagram Sunday. I'll make a little video. So once I get that set up, I'll post. We're going to kind of plug away on these today. So I think what I'll do is I'll just strengthen up the back here. I need to go buy more rods. Running low. So I have a fear with this, like when I go to like sand this down, I might snap these back parts off. So maybe what we'll do is maybe do one side today, and then whatchamacallit, I'll have to go pick up a rod tomorrow. Should I put it in here? Probably put it on the back side. So what I think what I'll do is, yeah, see, it's like a little weird bend there. So what we'll do is, yeah, so this is a whole like metal piece here. I don't know if you guys can see it. This is supposed to be like a metal piece, like right here. So let's thicken this up. I think that'll work. Although the only thing about the Chow video, I didn't like that he was doing a new outfit. I know he was saying, oh, he likes the new outfit and it's kind of close to the old one. I'm pretty sure he has to say that. I don't think he really liked it. At least I know I don't like it. I think every time there's a new outfit, the artists are always like, oh, it's a great outfit, I love it, it's great, I like the change, and then all of a sudden it goes back to the original. Get over there. So, Raccoon, you were the only one who gave some feedback on Peach on the Patreon page, so I guess I don't know. Do you guys have any input? Any ideas? Any kind of... Because this is the... Well, I made this one public. You can't comment when public? So basically I'm trying to figure out what direction we go with Peach. I personally like number 1 and number 2. But then if we go down to like, you know, 4, 5, it's kind of more of the dominatrix look. Oh, okay. Alright. Well, I guess that's something I did not know. I thought you could, but I don't know. Give me some feedback now. Like I said, I'm thinking more like 1 and 2. Sort of like a throwback to her outfit. Because I want to incorporate pink latex into it. But I'm just trying to get some ideas and feedback with what people are thinking. Because if we go to 4, it's kind of more of a Bowsette look. I'll explain some things I'm doing to the body and stuff, but let's kind of go over it a little bit now. No, I don't mind skin showing. I'm just trying to figure out where to go with it, you know. You know, I don't, yeah, because I like number 2 a little bit, but you know, like 3 and 5 and 3 and 5 is kind of more of the dominatrix full-blown look with no pink in there really. Number 6 is kind of like, it's not really dominatrix, well, I guess it could be, but I don't know, like, if you got feedback and stuff, let me know. So, just to give you guys an idea, I went ahead and I put a rod up the leg, but I'll put the video on how I did this and stuff. So the goal is to try to make sure that how we glue this together, there's no leaking at all. So I gotta kind of clean up this a little bit. 3 and 5. Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of like number 1 where you have pink and black mixed into it. So you're thinking more 3 then? Is that kind of more where we're going toward? Oh, let me go sand this down. I forgot to sand these real quick. What's up, Devastator? Top of 1, bottom of 3, that could work. I mean, like, let's see. Hold on a second. I guess we could do a little sketching type thing. I probably should have been more prepared, but it's not that kind of a week. So what I'm thinking, well, you know what I could do? We got time. Let me boot up the other computer and make a printout real quick. I have sort of an idea on how we can hash out a little idea now. Give me a second. Okay. So, kind of use this as a template. Alright. And then what we can do, if this works at all, not that much. If I had a light box, it would be easier. If I don't, but maybe we can break something up. We're going to do a poor man's light box. How about this? Let's see if this works. There we go. A little bit of a poor man's light box. Hey, old school way when you have no money back in the day. So if we have her shoulder, maybe if the pencil is here. So if we go with her, maybe what we can do is sort of how about, what if we did sort of like a boob window? But maybe what we can do is sort of the spiked collar. We can do the sort of do the corset thing. instead of doing leg straps, yeah, this would be like the puffy sleeves here. Instead of doing straps though, how about we do the spikes like Bowsette has? So we can do and then we can still do the latex gloves. Instead of, well, we can do spiked there. And then we have this here, and then alright, so do you think we should keep spikes or take spikes out? Because I know the spikes thing is sort of like Bowsette, but do you think you would like to see the spike? Do you think the spikes would look better? Because doing straps again is kind of like, eh. I'm thinking maybe changing it up a bit. Because there's different types of spikes I could get. The only as long as I have enough room where we put the spikes on her, that they don't hit this leg or this leg, you know. So I might have to find smaller ones. You know, we can sort of, you know, kind of make it squeeze in the legs a little bit too, you know. Kind of give it that little squeeze look. Same thing with the arms here. We'll put the spikes on her wrists like this outfit, but not up on there. But we'll have the spiked collar, of course. So what I'm thinking from here then is, let's see. I should have just like a regular. No. Do I have any kind of? No, I don't. Hold on. Yes, studs could work. Maybe there's something we can kind of pull together and look on Etsy. Maybe there's some kind of fun stud stuff we could find that might work. That's actually not a bad idea, you know. Hold on, I gotta sharpen this up. Don't have a pencil sharpener, but anyway. Well, what I need to do is I would rather find like earring type studs that I can actually glue into the resin, because the stuff that you're talking about, the stickers, I've run into the past where I've put that on stuff and they fall off over time. Even if you prime and try to use glue, they fall off. I would rather have like earring type studs that I could kind of screw in and kind of glue it into a hole. That's kind of what I'm thinking of. But so what I'm thinking though here is what we'll do is maybe this will be a pink latex. Hey Scott. And then this so that's the top. Now, do you think pink latex leggings or black? What do you guys think? Damn, I thought I had colored pencils and stuff. I guess I must have thrown those away. I had a set at one point. Damn it. Oh well. So, because like I said, I got that pink paint, which would look awesome. Where is it? That's it. You know, I got this like really cool looking like type of a pink type of stuff, and this might look pretty cool as like, you know, like shiny latex. So what do you think? Pink latex leggings, but black, I guess, what do you call them? Shit kickers? Is that what you call them? So basically it would be like that. So it's kind of like black across the midsection with the arms, and top is pink latex, bottom is pink latex. And then so black heels with instead of red, the pink. You know, the pink. Whatchamacallit? Instead of the red underneath of them, we'll put the pink. So, you know, we have our blonde hair. So yeah, so like, you know, her heels. So if we're looking on the back of the heel type thing with the so what it would be like this. It would be a pink underneath the heel. And then the rest of it would be a black shoe like that. I mean, we'll figure out what we're gonna do, like with this, you know. You figure we'll have sort of some kind of wrap around here. You know, this will be like, you know, wrinkled, stretchy, and then we can do sort of like, I don't know, like buckles in front type thing. So I'm like, you know, kind of going in that direction. Because I figure you want to show more skin, but I really want to have the cuffs. So I guess a boob window would be perfect, because none of those have a boob window. Because then you also have to, you got to have her gem here, right? Her gem there. What else? If not there, you could put one here. So, I mean, we'll play it at ear, but I just want a good starting point. So either spikes or some kind of studs. Kind of studs. There's, you know, if you go into like eBay and Etsy for earrings, they have all kinds of different studs type things, you know. So maybe we could find something in scale. Yeah, I think that kind of works. I can't imagine anything else other than a boob window for it, you know. So we'll see skin here, here, and here. I think I got an orange highlighter too. Let me see. That one's dried out. Let's see. So, I'm trying to think. Other than, I'm just trying to make sure we have a good starting point here. Alright, so I didn't prime this, so I can't really start drawing on it yet. Once I start kind of getting there, I think it'll look good. I think this will be a good start. All right. Anything else? Trying to think. Any other elements? All right. Since we're gonna do this, should we go with a zipper? Should we do the zipper route on the boots? So this is kind of what we're doing, I guess, right? Kind of a start. Let's get this crap out of the way. Alright, so what I did, like I said, I'll post a video. We have a rod in here for when I pour the resin. So this rod goes all the way down here. It's bent up here and there. But what I did is I left this key part a little bit further down. We're going to redo the heels because these heels are not, you know. So I figure we'll give her a little bit of a boots down to there. Now, do you think we should do the whole boots? Oh no, we're gonna be doing we're gonna be doing black shoes. So let's see something here. Let's kind of trying to think on how we should do this one. Kind of get over here a bit. Camera. Just kind of brainstorm a little bit more on this one. Alright, so if this is the leg, the knee, forward, and kind of. So right here, what's up, Hulk Smash? We can sort of start Misty after this, but right now let's kind of. So what I'm thinking is her. So if this is pink, should we do a boot to here? Like give her midsections and then do like a zipper in the boot? Or do you think we should do more of shoes and it's all latex? You know? So for instance, do we, alright, so let's kind of draw two sort of feet coming down. So, do we do something like this where it's, so this will be pink latex, right? And then this is a black boot, or do we do something where it's kind of Or do we want to... Trying to think, what do you guys think? Do you think we should go this route, that route? You think maybe it should be more of a... Yeah, Hulk Smash, we're kind of brainwashing, kind of just coming up with some ideas. So do you think we should keep like this type of look, but go, you know, further thing and then have all this latex? Or do we want to have like a boot with like a zipper on the side of the boot type thing? You know, like a zipper on the side of the boot. You know, like that. Or do we want to go with a shoe? Like, what do you guys think would be better? I personally think that this one would be better. Like right there, so you have sort of this. It's almost kind of, we're almost kind of getting into that gothier look, where it has kind of like, you know, a lot more elements to it. So kind of. You know. A little higher. See, I'm thinking this one looks better, but I mean, if we go this route, it's a little bit further down, and then this is like more of a shoe. So, you guys think more of a boot with a zipper? I mean, we could do a boot with a zipper on the side, you know, or on the back of it. And then don't forget, underneath the boot, you'll have that little pink in the inside there, you know. So I guess, so what are you thinking? This one, mostly? Yeah, because I don't think we need to go high with the boot, and we don't need to go low. Like that mid calf, yeah, almost like right here, I guess. Because you figure this will be. So if this is kind of where like the latex will go. You figure the boot will go like right about there, you know. And then I guess what we could do is we can do a zipper on the side, or we could do like a zipper in the back. So like that. No, we're not going to do the straps, because we did the straps last time. We want to show a little bit more skin, because the idea this time is spikes on this. Spikes or some kind of studs or something for here. So instead of straps coming down, we want to show more skin here. We're going to show the hands like this, but we're going to have her pink cuff thing, because this is kind of like a throwback to her outfit, but at least with a boob window. So I think this is what we're gonna do, this route. Yeah, you can send me a couple, Raccoon. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna, like, we're just a rough sketch for now. You know, it's not like we're gonna follow this type of strap here. You know, I might put like the buckles here or something, or maybe something else in here. I'm not really sure yet. You know, maybe I could put the zipper behind this corset. Not, you know, we'll play it as we go, but I just want to get that basic look. But as far as the shoes go, we could kind of plan that out too. You know. I definitely want shit kickers though. At least that's what I remember them from. So basically what's going to happen is it's going to go at least down this far. And I just have to kind of crate it this far down here as well. And then of course we're going to have bigger heels on it. So I guess that's a good start, right, for Peach. I guess that's kind of a good idea. Yeah, we are doing it. So instead of doing a red bottom of the boot, it's going to be pink. You know, like how we did with the whatchamacallit, the Jessica Rabbit. So yeah, it's going to be a pink at the bottom of the boot. But I don't think it's going to be a pink latex though. It's just going to be like a pink paint. So this is going to be latex, this is going to be latex, but this will be like a flat pink underneath. Just to kind of break them up and still have pink. So that's the goal with that. Yeah, so we have, this is skin in the arms, skin on the hands, and then skin in the boobs and face. So it's kind of a good start. What do we think? Alright, now, next step. I think that's good, right? Good start, good planning, kind of an idea where to go with this a little bit. I think that's a good indication of where we're going with this one. Because I really want to have that pink in there, and I think that pink is really going to make it pop. Let's see what else. Other than that, I mean, don't forget, she's going to have the crown, she got the earrings, the yellow hair. See, I don't want to, you know, like number 2, how she's got the white gloves. I don't want to really incorporate white into it. I think just straight up pink and black is going to look good. Because I think if we try to force like any white into it, it'll kind of... Not really a fan, you know. Maybe the chair, when we do the throne, maybe there'll be some pink and white in the throne a little bit. But we'll get to the throne down the line. What I want to do is I want to get her together, and I want to start kind of getting it set up, and then that's when I'm gonna have to figure out how big the throne's gonna be and what type of base I need for it. Because it's gonna be like basically a square base, but I need to see how much, you know, with the size of the figure, how big the throne's going to be and all that. So I'm kind of waiting for the throne a little bit later. I have the throne, I have the ideas, but we'll kind of go there a little bit. No, I have, since she's dominatrix, we have the other thing for her base. This is going underneath her base. A little chomper or whatever it's called. So she's going to be standing like this, and maybe the chomper's between her legs or something, you know. Or behind her other foot, or over here. So I didn't want to do the mushroom or Koopa. I wanted to have some more of like, kind of more dominatrix, darker black stuff like this. So you figure this will be black with the white teeth, so it kind of fit the theme a little bit more. So that's kind of what's going on the base. Alright, so that is a good start for her. So that's good. We can sort of hash out Misty a little bit next. Schoolgirl, that's later. That's basic. That's a basic setup. But what I need to do now is see if I can find an image real quick and then print it out for Misty. So for Misty, I have a folder. Okay, let's see. Alright, let me find an image real quick. Oh, I know what I should look for. Alright, hold on one second. So let's go to DeviantArt. Man, I tell you, every time you go on DeviantArt, you look for an image, and before you know it, it's just straight up nude stuff. crazy. Alright, we'll use this image. We'll use this one. That there. Alright, let me go print this out real quick. We're gonna make our poor man's light box again. Alright, so this is a Savage Land Rogue picture I just found off of a DeviantArt real quick. Alright, nothing too, just a basic figure. Let's grab the flashlight, throw it on here. Alright, let's grab our pencil. Alright, so for... Alright, so Misty has this type of hair. So her hair sort of kind of comes around. She has a little bit of a point here. It's kind of comes here. It's kind of a shorter type hair. And then she has her little Alright, so with Misty, she's got the yellow shirt, right? So what I'm thinking of doing with her is, instead of her straps anywhere on her shirt, I'm thinking what we do is we kind of sort of a top like that almost. So we utilize this. I mean, of course we can kind of put a knot here or something, you know. Maybe it's kind of like tied over here, a knot type thing. We can add a little bit of rips in the center of this too. Something like that. And then for her, since she's got jeans on, I guess we'll utilize the jeans but make them ripped. So what we can do is, let's see here. So if we have her jeans like so it'll be like kind of ripped up type jeans in a sense. A little skimpy, showing the booty. So on the body, so this is the body here. This is the top part. So her arm goes here. So what we'll do is this strap here can be like one of her straps on her arm. So this strap is kind of like on that arm. You know, I mean, we can also maybe like make it a knot type thing, and it kind of flares out. Let's see. This arm is also removable, but we'll maybe do something. Maybe we'll have this arm over here with a yellow. Or something like that. Just because I want to make those arms removable, it'll be a little bit better. Or maybe this will be all yellow. Trying to think what we could do with the straps. I'm thinking the straps we can utilize in maybe the staff she has, because you know she's gonna have that staff with that guy's head on it. So maybe we can use that red straps like there on it, and then maybe another strap we can put around the leg. So the idea would be this would be the jeans. Maybe this can be that. Maybe this one would be yellow as well. You know, like the red strap could kind of be there on that staff. Should be a little bit dirty and everything too. Maybe some of her, the bandana is some of the yellow as well. Now maybe we can have the bandana come out a little bit like this. Trying to think. Yeah, because she doesn't really have much other stuff. And then, of course, her feet will try to do the sneakers or something else. So I'm kind of thinking like that. What do you guys think? Something? The head on the spike is it cube eye? Is that what it is? Or eye something? Sable eye. Sable eye. Yeah, so I have it over here. So this is kind of the idea of the staff. Sable eye is going to be there. So she's going to be standing like this. So she's got sable eye. This is the base. We have side duck for the base. We have a big old side duct to go on the base. So yeah, so Q-Bone's going to be there somewhere. We haven't gotten that far yet, but this is kind of like what I'm thinking for her. So we're gonna be attaching the arm. So Raz was kind enough to put a Pokeball in this hand, and then this is gonna go there. We're gonna attach that tonight. And this goes in her hand like that. So that's kind of where we're at that. So that's kind of like, it's fairly simple, right? I mean, it's not I mean, it's Savage Land, so there's not really much more to do to her than that. So this is kind of, you know, now, we can add a pouch to her too. So what we can do is we can sort of we can add a pouch to her. If we want to, we can kind of give her a necklace as well, and we can kind of put some things on the necklace type thing. If we want to go that route too, we can kind of do something like that, you know. So we can add a little bit more to her as we go. Trying to think. But I mean, of course the shirt's going to be a little bit skimpier than that. I mean, we're going to have some fun with the shirt. It's not going to be just perfect like this. We'll have some rips in it so you can kind of see through. You know, it'll be shredded a little bit and torn, you know. It'll be like a knot and stuff. So we'll have some fun with the shirt. You know, kind of go from there and play with it. But I think that's kind of like what I'm kind of going for. Hey Demon, how's it going? But I think that's good. You know, as far as the jeans go, we'll have fun ripping it up and making it skimpy. But I think it's kind of good to start. And yeah, I think that's not bad. And we can add wraps around her too, like other kind of wraps. Because sometimes Savage Land rogues, she has like, I know she has green and yellow wraps around her. So if we make her shirt a little skimpy, we can add some more yellows and wraps around her too a little bit. I guess maybe even some jeans wrap too. I don't know, like around the ankle. No, I'm not going that route with the straps. I want to have a torn shirt for her. I want you to know it's sort of Misty. Yellow top, jean shorts, and then the straps other areas. I don't want to get too... I don't... I mean, are you thinking more of... I mean, I'll ask you guys if that's what you want, but... I don't know how well it would look, but I mean, are you thinking you want something more? You guys give me the feedback. So if this is, why are you thinking more? You just want to see a strap going across here? Yeah, the strap could be holding this. That's not a bad idea. The red strap is kind of going across here. That's kind of not a bad idea. I don't know. I mean, does that scream? So let me ask you guys your questions. So you're thinking more. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So you were thinking more of like if this is the shorts, you're thinking more the straps are just kind of right over the nipples. Only problem with that I don't know. And you're thinking more. I'm just kind of. So you're thinking. No, that's fine. I'm just drawing. I don't know. I mean, this seems more Savage Land to me versus something like that. I mean, so like I said, this feels more Savage Land. This is just a sketch. I mean, of course it would be ripped up, but I don't know. Like I said, this is, this is just a sketch, but like when I do it, it's going to be skimpier like this. For instance, so like I'm just rough drawing it, but when I do it, so the idea is if this is her, so I'm thinking of like, doing like a knot. So it's not going to be as big as this artwork here, you know. It's going to be skimpier. I mean, I have to work with the figure, but the idea too is we'll see some skin underneath. So if you figure, if we're drawing it, right, you know, we'll see some, a little bit of cleavage there type stuff underneath the shirt. So it's not going to be perfect. You know, I mean, it's going to be a little bit more like that per se. You know, but it's just sketching it out. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, more that way. Sort of like that. It'll be a skimpy top, but I like the idea of it being rolled over the shoulder and tied in a knot, just to give it a little bit more life. But I mean, I don't know, so what do you guys think? I mean, do you want to go this route, or do you want to try to go something like that? I mean, the other thing too, if you're suggesting something, I'm not really visualizing what you're suggesting, so I need a picture. You know, so if you have a picture and you want to send it to me on Instagram, see, my thinking is, we want to show Misty, and I think not many people will realize it's Misty unless we have that yellow, that mustard yellow top, jeans on the shorts, and then the straps somewhere included. Yeah, so I'm thinking this is the, I thinking this is the way we go, you know. I mean, I like the idea of using the straps here. We can use some yellow over here as well. Well, I mean, this is a sketch. We haven't even gotten to sculpting. Once I get to sculpting, that's when things will flow better. This is just like how we're going to kind of, the direction we're going to go. You know, see, what you could do is, like, even on here, right? Like, just even here. So you see how hers is holding this up here? What I'm thinking is you kind of come down around here, right? And then you come here like this type thing. You have a knot here. But what you do is you can have rips coming across. If you look at my Savage Land Rogue I did, it's kind of like the same thing. So you have all this. Meowth pelt, that's a good idea. We'll have to run with that down the line, but I'll show you the, if you haven't seen my, let's see, hold on, kind of, How is that video not coming up? What the hell? What the hell? So if we do a Meowth pouch, how will we go about it? Sort of print out the head and sort of put the head on top of the pouch with like X dies? Is that what you're thinking of? So that's the Savage Land Rogue I did. So you see how I did her chest? We can sort of follow that a bit, you know? I mean, if we really wanted to, we can sort of do it too, where part of her shirt kind of goes over here, like so. A little loose, you know? You can do that too. I don't know the characters you guys are speaking, so you guys gotta text me or send me pictures of those. I don't know Pokemon characters too well. So, but, how is, Meowth's, like, what does he look like? What does he look like? Hold on. Oh, yeah. Alright, so if this is, say we're gonna do the pouch, so what we could do is you can kinda, sorta, we can find a head of Meowth type thing. I should have known this since I just friggin', so what we could do is we can print him but we can take out the eyes and put X's. No, this is the whole point of this. I don't mind adding elements and sculpting stuff. It's just a matter of I want it to look like Misty. Yeah, and I guess whoever did pick up Jesse could pick this one up too, if they wanted. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, we haven't gotten that far with the pouch yet, so we got a lot of ideas to do, you know. So if you know, if there's like if you go onto those STL file sites and you look up Pokemon, sometimes they have like it doesn't actually look exactly like the cartoon. It's kind of simplified, like it might be like a stone or something. So maybe we can sort of come up with something. I don't know. It's just a matter of brainstorming as we go and seeing what to do, you know. I don't want to just start printing stuff and then all of a sudden nothing works. I want to kind of go into it and stuff. But I'm thinking, you know, we're going to definitely... We got sort of the start of this. I think this is kind of where we should go with it, you know. Keep those ideas for when we get down to the pouch and we start thinking about it. For right now, we still got a lot of getting the body together. We got to fill it in. We got to start sketching out. I got to start dremeling stuff. You know, kind of got a lot to do. But at least kind of we're in a good direction. You know, I like the idea of the jeans sort of ripped up. You know, we could give her like skimpy jeans like this, but it's like ripped up. You know, I kind of want to just keep the button part of the jeans intact, but the rest of it can be skimpy. You know, torn. You know, the top is going to be something like this, of course. You know. It might change, I don't know, like down the line when we do this, you know, maybe it's better to have two pieces coming here, or, you know, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Trying to think, let's see. I hate that look, Raccoon. I absolutely despise that look. I mean, I could do it here, but I despise that look. You know, like you're talking about with like the white pockets kind of hanging out. It looks like you're just trailer trash to me. That's just my opinion. Any guys that like the pockets hanging out with torn jeans, I think it looks like... That's me. I don't know what you guys think. Do you guys like that look? I think it looks like trailer trash, but that's... And when I mean, that looks like going to Walmart type look, you know? I don't like that look at all. I never liked that look. I remember, I forgot who it was. I think somebody in art school came into class one day. This was back in like 97, like that. And I was like, you gotta change those shorts. I don't think it would fit with this, though. I don't think it would fit with this look. Because like I said, we're going to go more thongish almost, kind of look like this. But it'll be jeans though, you know, we'll kind of make it look like jeans, but a little ripped up. That is true. I don't know, I don't like the look. I personally don't. It's either the look like Misty has on now, or a little bit more Daisy Duke-ish, I guess, but with the pockets showing is just not for me. Let's see what else. And we can put, trying to think. I think her one hand has a glove, so we can maybe utilize something. I don't know. We'll see. But I think we got a good start. We got a good idea what we're going to do. You know, we'll kind of keep these to utilize them. See, the shorts, the ones that Misty has on now, where it's kind of rolled up at the bottom, that's always the look I liked. You know, it's like regular jean shorts, but it's rolled up and it looks cleaner, I guess. I don't know. The torn, ripped jeans at the bottom, I never really liked that. Alright, so for now, I think we got our ideas for these two. So we got our ideas for these two gals. Schoolgirl, I'll have to get some pictures and stuff. Schoolgirl's kind of basic. We just got to find some, what's someone call it? What's her name? Britney Spears pictures, and I just got to find some reference stuff, and we'll kind of utilize, and we'll kind of make it a little skimpy and stuff. We'll have some fun with it. But I'm not too worried about that now. So let's start getting these bodies ready for resin. First one, let's start off with Peach's body. Alright. So, we'll take Misty away, we'll put Peach back, we'll kind of shrink it, there we go. Alright. So as I said, I already went in the garage and I glued this leg there, and I put this rod in here. I will post a video on how I did all this, because you can see the rod goes up to there, and when you put the torso on, the rod goes into there. So this way, once I pour in the resin, it'll go down in here and in here, and it'll lock it off. But we have to attach everything. Now this rod goes up this leg, but there's no rod up here. But I do want to put a rod in here, but not, it doesn't have to come out of the foot. So I need to pick up some more rods. But the reason why I'm going to use a brass rod is because if at any chance I need to Dremel into here, what'll happen is that'll come out easier. So just to make sure. Okay. So the best way of doing this for resin is always seam up any gaps. And you're going to see in a second. In the video I explain this more, but you'll see it here too. So what I like to do is, because this is going to get sanded anyway, you know, and filled with eaves and stuff, and this is the way they cut the leg for the print. Wait, Raz, did you cut this or did they cut it? I forget. It doesn't really matter. But whenever you cut like skin here like this and try to seam it, it's still not perfect. So what I like to do is just get a bunch of glue. It doesn't matter if it squeezes out around this for this project. It does not matter at all. We just want to make sure that this is completely sealed when we put in our resin. So get your Instaset. The reason why I'm not squeezing it up here is because I don't want to fill any of this hole. I want to just kind of fill out the two parts that connect. So just kind of squeeze this here. You see how it squeezes all the way around? That's okay, because that's going to fill in . So this way, when I pour in my resin, I don't have to worry about any seeping coming out of here. But what I'm going to do though is, before I do any resin work, I'm going to do what I did here, is I'm going to Dremel this out and I'm going to put eaves around it and sand it down. So this way when I pour in my resin, it won't leak. So if you have a gap like there, or you have like a little pore spot like, you know, here, you pour in your resin, it's going to seep out. So you got to make sure there's no gaps. So we're going to do the same thing here. But we're going to let this sit for a second. Just kind of give it some time to set up. So we're going to do the same thing on this one. But this one, this is the schoolgirl for Cammy. This one, her leg is bent. But I just want a rod here. So if this works, oops, I gotta fill this in. So what I could do, yeah, you can sort of do that. So kind of just give this a little bend. So what happened here is I accidentally Dremeled through this hole because I wanted to widen this up. So, but this one you gotta be careful of. This one we can't put a lot of glue on. Some glue, but not a lot. Because if you put too much glue in here and it seeps around here, it's gonna screw up the whole look of the item. So we're just gonna put enough glue to hopefully seam up okay. And then let's have some of our brushes just in case we accidentally put too much in. Just in case. Yep, put too much in. That's alright. So what we do is, before we use any Instaset, get that out as fast as we can. pretty good. A little bit spot right there. This is the Sonya blade from, I think, was it Abe 3D? And then we grab our Instaset. Okay. And then what we do is when we mix some A's up later, we should be able to sort of lock that in place. So this way when I pour in resin, this will kind of stay in this ankle area and sort of help support it. You don't need to do this because we already have this rod all the way up to here, but I personally just like to do it anyway. So this we will hold on to like so. Let that kind of set up. Next we got this leg. Alright, so this one is going to be Misty. And this is her calf muscle. So this is the same thing, but this one, I don't think I can, I don't know if a rod will go down there. Well, it kind of will. Okay. So for Misty, I'm not worried about these too much because we're going to take these off and we're going to re-sculpt the calf muscles and try to give her something like sneakers. This is why I had Raz print these hollow, because I wanted to get these rods into her. I don't like having these items without rods up the legs, but there is some supports in here that are kind of popping. Alright. Okay, so for this one, it doesn't really matter how much glue we put in because it's gonna get all chopped up anyway. So with this one, just kind of, who cares how much glue we put? Let's just make sure it's nice and seamed pretty well. If you're the type that wants to print solid, you can. I wanted to make sure all the rods are up these legs. So this one is going to squeeze out like crazy, which doesn't matter. Okay. We're going to let that sit. Now we go back to this one. Alright, so double check. Seems to go down pretty far. You can even kind of let this go up a little further, so we can kind of put this up here. And just to double check. Alright, so this is the same thing. I think we need to sort of bend this a little bit. Alright. I don't know if you guys have ever used this glue and then put glue on an item and sand it down in paint. I've always had a problem with this glue holding primer and paint. So if you see how this is here and you sand this down and it's smooth, I always find that when I hit this with primer, the primer doesn't like to stick to it and kind of separates. I don't know why, but I have a problem with it. Maybe it's the Duplicolor primer. So what I like to do is Dremel out the glue and then I put Aves and then I don't have a problem. So that's one of those things I kind of run into. So this one's kind of a little bit more of a pain in the ass because it's a little bit bigger. But since the whole area is going to be glued, it doesn't really matter. I mean, sanded down. So we're going to put glue all the way around here. here. And this is why I use the gel glue, because it doesn't run and it'll help seal it a little bit better. Okay. Make sure our rod is there. And get this body and okay, so now I let this set up. I wouldn't do this and then run in the garage right away and pour in resin, because what's gonna happen is this glue is a little too fresh, and I think heating this up with that glue and the resin would probably cause a problem. Plus I want to chisel all this out and put eaves around there, and I want to put eaves around here and here. And then you just got to make sure there's no holes in these areas, and you want to make sure there's no gaps. And then what I'll do is I'll cut a bigger hole in here, and I'll pour my 2-part resin, and it'll fill in, and it should be a nice solid statue with supports in her. We won't have to worry about any leaning or any issues down the line. That's why I wish Sideshow would the factories would put rods at least up to here. They always put the rod like right there, and then when it breaks and leans, you run into these issues, you know. So that's kind of the downside on the factory stuff. So what happened with this one, you'll see in the video, is I kind of twisted this the wrong direction when I put this in, and this was sticking out. So I had to use a grinder and cut that off. But that's alright. You don't really need the rod to come up to the torso, and you really don't need the rod up in here. It's more like this areas I always get concerned about, but since I'm putting a rod up here, I'd rather have it nice and secured. It's kind of a sucky place to cut this, but oh well. Alright, so for this one, sort of the same thing. Get our glue. Oh my god, that's the only problem with using this glue. You start to get like high with all of it. Not as bad as super glue, but still. Kind of pushing this against my chest to hold it. I think what I'm going to do with this one, it's not that bad, but I think I'm going to wipe off just that part. So the only thing I'm seeing... Alright, so like Raz told me, what happened is we had a little bit of a printer malfunction here. So if you're not paying attention, what'll happen is all that resin will seep out of here. So what I just need to do is put some A's around here, and it'll be fine. And I also have to put some A's there, and then I have to fill up down here. So that body is sort of attached. We'll let that set up. Now we can attach this one. For this one, Since it'll be a nightmare to sort of try to clean that up. It's a good thing these are keyed good and I don't accidentally put the wrong torso on. Okay. So we got rods in these two, and then we got to put the rod up that one. Yes, if you have a lot of super glue on your hands, acetone. Or if you're scared of using acetone, you can use nail polish remover. But if you don't mind acetone, it'll come, you just gotta kind of like soak in it. Like if I got some super glue here, but it's not bad. But if you get it really bad on your fingers, just grab acetone in a little cup or, you know, on a thing, on a paper towel. And just keep going until it starts coming off. But like I said, if you're worried about acetone and you feel it's too strong, you can use nail polish remover. It just takes a little bit longer. You figure if women can put their fingers in nail polish remover for a while, you could do it with your finger. Okay, so I want to attach this hand to this, which I might need this. No, I don't think I really need a rod. Let's see what we got to do. So we're going to use eaves on that. Use eaves on this. This one can sort of be put aside. Yeah, there you go. Just don't get it on your hands. That's another thing too. That's some good advice right there. Okay, let's grab our gloves. Let's mix up some eaves. I am going to turn on the AC because it's getting a little hot in here. You had it in your eye? Damn. I'd be scared as hell with that. I guess that's kind of glad I use glasses now. We had rain for 2 weeks. Yesterday it was like 90 degrees out. It was like 100 in the garage. I was working on stuff in the garage and I was just sweating like crazy. I was drinking water like crazy. When I went to bed, it was like around 81, 85, something like that. And then I woke up this morning, it was like 70 outside and cool as hell. So it's not bad out right now, it's just that the sun is blaring at the window. And it's starting to get hot in here. But if you go in the other parts of the house, it's cool. So, I don't know, got some weird weather. It was so muggy too yesterday that my laundry room had that egg smell from the sewer. It was coming up through the pipe. I was like, oh man, I was like, this is nasty, but that's how like humid and hot it was. It just came out of nowhere. But I guess we had a storm last night, and I guess it cooled everything off. Today would have been a perfect day to cut the lawn and wash the house, but I had too much other stuff to get done, so maybe a Monday or something. But all the mosquitoes are out already, so that happened real fast. Man, 108? Good lord. Is that just 108 weather, or is that like inside too? I need to get, I want to get one of those portable AC units for the garage. I would love to put a AC unit in the wall, but I don't feel like cutting through the asbestos shingles on the side of the house. So I'm thinking of getting one of those portable AC units where you run the hose up to the faucet area in my garage. So as long as I could just sort of get a little cool like right next to me, I would be happy. But I don't need to like cool the whole garage. I looked at those swamp coolers, but the problem is it would put too much moisture in the garage and would screw up all the primer. So maybe one day if I ever get some money together, I can hire somebody to cut a hole through the wall and do it correctly, you know, because the other problem too is you got to make sure you set it up where no water goes between the paper and all that crap. So it's kind of a pain in the ass. I probably should do one of those split units through the garage. I think they're only like $1,000 now, but you gotta get someone to install it. If I could put a split unit and then just kind of cut the hole for the hose and then have the compressor outside, it would be perfect. I'll see. The only problem with the split unit is my garage isn't really... I need like a wall unit, something that just blasts AC into it. Unless you guys have any suggestions or have anything in your garages. Yeah, see, I live by the water, and we have a lot of humidity here, so I can't imagine them doing much for me. I need some kind of AC. I've seen those portable AC ones. They're not really meant to be in a garage, but I figure if I just put it like next to me while I'm like sitting down sanding, it'd at least be a little cooler. I don't want to put a fan in the garage because what'll happen is it'll blow all the dust around and I'll just die of resin in my lungs. And I don't want to wear a mask all day in the garage. So I'm kind of, it's kind of like, do I get one of these wall units and just cut the hole? Because I do have on the back of my house, there's no lip. But on the side of the garage, there's the garage roof kind of goes over. So if I was to cut a hole there, I would be okay without water going down between. So I gotta figure something out. I gotta figure something out. Just enough that I'm not dying in there all the time. Alright, so I sanded this down. I got it pretty much lined up where it should go. So I think we can sort of cut a little rod. Well, I saw those portable ones. They're anywhere from 8,000 to about 12,000. So, like I said, I'm thinking about just getting a 10,000 one. Because they're only like 400 bucks, I think, 400 or 500. I mean, my wall unit is only like 400 or 500, but the problem is you got to have it cut in the wall, and I'm worried about. I would have to get a smaller one, not the big one like I have in the studio here. I don't know. I'll figure it out. It's like every year I'm ready to do it, something comes up and life kicks you in the teeth, and you got to spend your money elsewhere. And a lot of the videos I watch, all the guys that put stuff in their garages, you know, their garages are all completely finished, and it's got a nice door on there, and it's almost like a room. Whereas my garage is somewhat like that, but not quite there. Long body. Okay, that's gonna work. Just put you there. So let's see what we do here. first. Yeah, that's kind of what happened to me over the past year with my parents. I had money set aside. I was going to get some kind of AC unit. I was going to cut the trees in the back of my house. I was going to, you know, I was going to do a lot of things, and all that money just went away in a couple months. But it is what it is. The only problem is every year I'm like, I'm gonna get AC in the garage. I'm gonna get AC. I'm not gonna sweat this year, and then sure enough, every year I'm just in there like a moron, just sweating my balls off. Maybe what I'll do is I'll ask my cousin-in-law to help me. He's good with this stuff. See if he's willing to come out one summer, kind of help me put one in. I'd rather pay him than somebody else. I think the problem is cutting the wall. That's my problem. So in the beginning of the video, I put a rod here because this is too fragile. I need to pick up another rods like this and do one on this side. But the idea is to strengthen up this chair because working on it all this time is probably going to break. It's very, very thin. I'm surprised it didn't break on the Resin through the printing. Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, it seems like it wouldn't snap, but it's a possibility. But just by putting Aves here and a rod, it'll strengthen it up. This is all we really need to do. It's a chair, it doesn't matter. I'd rather just take this extra step than start working on it and then all of a sudden plop. Yeah, I think out of all the prints, I think this is probably it seems the most fragile. That would definitely give you some issues. And when it's cured, I'll kind of sand it down a bit, but this should definitely solve the problem. I was going to put the rod in this direction, but I don't think I need to. On the outside, it works better. What's left that you have to print, Raz, again? Just the head? Or was it the hair? Okay. So everything else is already done? How did the skull and eye thing come out? Pretty good? And they weren't low res or anything, right? Were they fairly okay? Because they were really cheap files. They weren't really expensive at all. Alright, yeah, no problem. Go do your shopping. I'm just kind of curious. Alright, that looks pretty decent. I should probably fill this in too, only because it's got that low res poly look to it. So just kind of fill this in as well. Okay. Probably do it on this side. Okay, so next is gonna put this rod, this foot here. Gonna be a pain in the ass. I'm just gonna have to fill it with a little spot and then sort of rebuild it later. so this one is the schoolgirl. So what I'm going to do to make my life a little easier, just put a magnet in here first. I don't need the magnet to touch, just so in case I need to sand this down a bit. I figured I'd put a magnet in here now. And hopefully I have this one should work. So I'm just sinking it in a little bit. That's not good. And I can sort of sand it down later. And we should be pretty good. Fix it. I'm pretty sure we're going to show her belly button, so I'll have to kind of clean that up a bit. So that is good for that one. That's good for that. So what's next? So I should attach this. Pretty much almost done with this jean bust. A couple more things. What I want to do now is sort of attach this. So what I did is I cut holes through the bottom so I could put A's through and lock it in. Trying to just like put a hole here and kind of lock it in. Probably if like you grab this by accident or grab it the wrong way, probably could pop off. So if there's a lot of A's sort of like grabbing everything, it won't come off as easy. So I'm going to mix up a little more A's, use some glue, and then what I'll do is I'll seam this down later at the bottom. I'll show you the jean head too. Pretty much done with, not done with it, but I have to paint it. It's got to sand up. So I'm pretty much, that's just about ready to go. Grab some glue. Make sure this is where I want it. Two-arm drive, that's good, I'm glad. Yeah, I go through a lot of Aves. I probably burn through a kitted Aves a month at this point. About. Something like that. I have a friend who sculpts. He hasn't sculpted in a while because he's been screwing around with his display case for about 2 years. But a couple other guys I know in the hobby do work. But as far as like for guys I hang out with all the time, only one of them. Okay, so this is kind of a little bit of a risky part. You don't want to over squeeze. So what'll happen is some of the glue might squeeze out if it's still wet. I have a friend who collects statues, but he's sort of been printing stuff out and messing around when he can. Yeah, I don't. A lot of the guys I hang out with don't really do anything. I mean, everybody collects stuff, though. You know, one guy's into DC Superman stuff, another guy's into Wolverine, another guy's into X-Men. So we all have our own stuff. I need to mix up a little more Aves. Are you guys like the only ones that do stuff and you have friends and family who look at you like you're crazy? That happened to the beginning after high school. I had a lot of family members and friends were like, you're never going to, what the hell are you going to do with art, you know? I had one family member said, you're never going to go anywhere painting with crayons. That was back in like 95 when I graduated. First time using magnets, did you get the N52 magnets? They're the strongest ones to get. There's like N40s and then there's N50s, but the N52 is the one to get. That's the strong magnets I get on online. Really, Raccoon? What did you want to do? What kind of art school? Just go to art school? For me, my mother was like, I know you're not going to be like, you know, going to any school to be a lawyer or anything, but my art teacher in high school saw that I drew a lot and I was good. So she pushed me to take 2 classes my senior year of art, and she really pushed me. And then she met my mother at a football game that because I played football, and she told my mother I should go to art school, and then that's how I went. Yeah, I thought I was going to go to the Kubert school too, but then we started doing a lot of research, and that's how we found that Pennsylvania School of Art. It was Pennsylvania School of Art and Design. It was a 3-year school when I went, and then like a year later, after I graduated, a year later, they became a college. But of course, like every college, oh, we're gonna get you jobs, we're gonna place you, we're gonna help you get your career started. And the minute you get your diploma, they're like, get the hell out of our building. We don't want to see you ever again. So. Yeah, I think a lot of people do miniatures. I mean, it's kind of good that everybody sort of has a hobby. Yeah, 2-arm, N52. That's the ones you want to get. N50s are strong. But they're not as strong as N52. Whenever I order from eBay, because I usually order like, you know, lots of magnets, you know. Oops. So I get all these magnets off of eBay. So I get all these different sizes. These are old cases, but you want to get N52. You know, they're just strong. They're like really strong. They're really hard to pull apart. So keep that in mind. I mean, it's okay if you're just doing like starting out and you're doing lighter stuff. But if you get into the heavier statues that has like a heavy arm, that's where you want to get that N52. That's why. Like if you have a magnet going here with the head, like you can see the magnet in there. You don't really need to have a super strong magnet because the head's going in this key downwards. But if you have an arm hanging out, you want that strong magnet. If you have like a really light thing, the 50 will hold up, but you'll see a difference if you get the 52. I think it's the N30s are stronger, the strongest ones. Or it's the N60s or something, but they're so strong that you won't ever need that. Like if you go on Google and you type magnet strength chart, it'll give you a chart of like all the magnet strengths, and like 52 is basically perfect for statues. It's strong, but it's not like mind-blowingly strong, and it's not weak. Yeah, so once that cures, that'll bond that. So I'll just sand this down and go from there. But the best thing to do is put it on wax paper, so this way it pops off easy. Okay, so the old science trick for N52s, I'll tell you now. So if you pick up the if you pick up the bigger ones, like these are like, so these are some bigger ones. So trying to pull them off is impossible, but when you get the N52s, you just slide it. That's the best way to separate your magnet, is sliding it. Trying to pop it off and pull it is impossible almost. So I don't know if you guys have ever dealt with bigger magnets, because sometimes I get the big magnets, and you just gotta slide them. These come with separations, but when they're not separated, just slide it and it's easier to pull off a magnet. The old trick I learned back in middle school. Back in the day when I was a wee babe. So I got this arm here. Put you over here. So I did attach this head. Oh, I'll show you the Jean Grey head first. Alright, so I attached the hair back on the Jean and I cleaned it up. So I got all the hair cleaned up and everything. So she's looking pretty good on the base. This is longer hair than what I usually do. You wanted longer hair, so that's the Jean head. Came out pretty good so far. Okay, so on this head, I don't know if you remember last week, I was talking about it. Yeah, Jean head came out good. It's just a matter of fine-tuning, getting the base pretty much finished, and I can start painting it up. Okay, so this was the Gwen. So I attached the head. We're going to be rebuilding the neck. Now, there's something I realized about this arm, which kind of baffles me. I don't know if it was part of the print or if it was the sculpt. But there's this weird... I think it might have been the print. I'm not sure. It's a little confusing. So I'm gonna fill that in, but what I did was I got the head on, and the idea is I can sort of bend it with the rod now. So I'm thinking kind of like that. Because she's gonna have the glasses like right there, and the head's kind of tilted down a little bit. It's hard to see with the angle right. I'll show you guys. So I'm thinking that's kind of like the angle. It looks messy now, but I gotta rebuild it all. So what I did is I put the rod in here first, and then after that cured up the next day, I put eaves in there. So now it's kind of like that's the neck and spinal cord, so you can kind of start bending your head. No, this is Marvel. She's got superpowers, so... but yeah, I didn't know I was going to be redoing the chest, but now I'm redoing the chest on this one. So this one's kind of like almost a lot of custom work on it. So I'm going to redo the collarbone, the chest, sort of redo the sweater a bit. But I'm thinking that's kind of the angle. I think that'll work. but I gotta. This is one of those. I need to sit down after like a lunch and sort of just put some music on and rebuild the neck because it takes a while. But this weird thing with, I think this might have been a 3D printer issue. If this was the sculpt, then I don't know what the hell this is. But it's got to be the print because it looks a little warped over there. I thought maybe it was the sculpt, but yeah, it's probably the printer. It must have had a quick fail or a shift. Because I was sitting there like, why would you sculpt that? That's not a muscle. Not that it's a big deal. It's just I was trying to. Because I was sitting there with my arm and I'm in the mirror. I'm like, that's not a muscle, is it? But I was wrong. Probably is a fail. Yeah, I'm thinking I might have to redo the sleeves or something. Nah, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. It's just a lot of weird things as I work on this. But other than that, I think that's a good position. I'm not even gonna mess with the eyeglasses. They're any other. This is a different set of eyeglasses. I don't know if he wants me to use these. I think, not really sure. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to ask him. He's probably not in chat today. But yeah, you can see I did the belt though. See, the skirt and everything looks great now. Now it looks like a skirt. It's got the sort of that old feel look to it. Just got to clean it up a bit more. And then for the Mary Jane, I went ahead and I did this to the shirt. So I took the shirt down, but did that. It looks better than the way it was. It was kind of like flopping all the way out. So I kind of did that with that one. That's why you get a little bit of a belly showing. Slowly getting there on these. Plugging away, and I guess the last thing I've been working on is working on the Rogue. Cleaned up the chest a bit. We still got to do the jacket. I think we're going to go more with a different style Rogue. He sent me an email. It's the one with a little bit of a darker green trim. So I added some wrinkles. I cleaned up the chest up here. Once I add the jacket, it'll come together a bit more. Add some wrinkles in the booty. Just kind of plugging away on this one. Got to clean up the boots. A lot more to go. I did do the gloves, but they're in the garage. I think the last thing, because I don't have much else to do tonight, last thing I've been working on is I did sort of work on Superwoman a bit. I did a bunch of repairs this week too, so where it is? Yeah. So I worked out the trim around here, and then I worked out the booty area too. What was I working on? I was working on something the other day, and I had a bunch of Aves left over. So as I was getting stiffer, that's why I did this trim. And then I just gotta kind of save some Aves for this up here. But she's getting there. Just a good fun side project. I gotta just fix some stuff. I gotta fix some areas in here still. But that is about it for now. We got a good start on everything. So some talking in the music. Alright, yeah, so I think we're good on this. I think what I need to do is find, so I gotta find some spikes. Yeah, I downloaded another 12-hour music thing just to kind of change it up. You know, just talking in there, so I don't know what the hell that's about. We gotta find some kind of gem too. I gotta keep that in mind. She has that gem there. Also spikes. Alright, I think for her, something with the pouch, right? For her pouch, instead of doing a head, should we just do like, you know, like that gem that's on, which is his forehead? Was it Meowth? Gem? You know, like that gem that's on his forehead? Maybe use that. Like, I think one of you guys said use that for the pouch lock or something. Is there anything in Pokemon or whatever you want to call it? Is there anything that would make sense around her neck? Any kind of teeth character or something? Or claws? Don't tell me I ran out of this. That's 5, that's 7. I think I gotta order more blue pencil. Yep, I gotta order more crap. Wait, Is this lead or is this blue? I gotta order blue. Alright. Out of blue. Pokemon League logo. Let me look that up. One second. Let's put these here so I don't forget about those. Put an order in. Let's look on Colt, see if there's something there. Not seeing a league logo. I see like Team Valor logo, Team Mystic logo. I don't know how that would work though. So I want to make it look like it's rope tied to something. Is there any like Pokemon Claw? What about bone? Badges. Badge. Okay. Alright, so there is badges. What would she have, I guess? Boulder, Rock, Legend, Pokemon Go, Voltage. So this is Misty? Would this make more sense for her? So hers is kind of like a teardrop. So I guess this would make sense more, like a blue. And then what you could do is we could do something like that. Common uses of brass rods. Honestly, I would just get all kinds of sizes. I have to go and do some shopping for more. But I would honestly go through like a hobby store and just get all kinds of different brass rod sizes, because there's times I need the thicker ones for heads, then if I'm fixing a finger I need thinner ones. So it's hard to say what you guys might want versus what I do, because like I never know what size I need. So I need to get a lot more like this size, whatever the hell this size is. But I have so many different thicknesses. Just get what you can find. Oh, I don't know what happened, but I went on to Home Depot, and all of a sudden they have a stockpile of key stock rods, and they're only like $2.50 each. So I just bought a crap load of them. So if you guys are looking for rods, all of a sudden Home Depot, at least in my area, had a shit ton of them in stock, like 10,000. So they were only like $2 something a piece. Meanwhile, if you order it like at a Tractor Supply or other places, they're like $5 a rod. So I just found Home Depot has the only problem is Home Depot didn't have it locally, but on their website they have a ton of these now. So, and these are the zinc plated ones that are magnetized. They got the steel in it. No, you gotta, hold on. You're gonna want to write this down. So, make sure I got everything. Okay. So get your pen and save this video, write it down wherever you need to do. Okay, so the thicker rod, which is zinc plated, this is the one, of course the stickers are all screwed up. One sticker that's not messed up. Alright, here we go. So this is a key stock, which is solid square rod, right? Solid square. This is for anyone else that might want to know. So this is your 3/16 by 12 inch zinc plate. You can get this at Home Depot. And what you want is 8154 K&S brass rod. And then these two connect to each other. See? They go in there. Now, sometimes these are a little bit bigger than this, so you have to grind them down a bit. But if you're lucky, these work good. So you need 3/16 and then 8154 square brass rod. So those are those two for that size. And then you need, if you want the thinner ones, you get the 1/8, and then you get 8152, and then these two connect. If it goes in, see? So these are the two sizes you need. So those, if you want to use keying, these are all magnetizable. If you order them online, sometimes they could be just zinc, but these are zinc plated, so they magnetize. So they're good if you want to use the magnet system. So that's what you need for that stuff. Okay, but other than that, besides that, alright, so what we'll do is we could do the water drop necklace with a little couple teeth there, here and there around her. Is that kind of like Misty? Does that make sense for her? I guess, right? You guys know better than me. Just trying to think of down the line. Let's see. We'll use her straps for the bag, and then we can utilize something on the bag like Me Too's headpiece, right? Is there anything else with Misty that I don't know about that can be incorporated? Is there any kind of other thing she has I don't know about? Yeah, I don't mind sharing. Two arm, whatever you need to ask away. Well, I was going to use Ash's cap on the staff, but we're going to use that eye guy, whatever, for it. So I'm looking at Cults 3D now, and I'm not seeing much else to her. But she's a water character, right? Is that, she's mostly water? Yeah, hair would be fairly easy. See, I'm not seeing a badge, I'm seeing a water drop, so I figure a water drop necklace would work, right? Because that's kind of what I'm seeing. Is her badge like that star thing? Is it like her badge like a star? Because I figure the water drop would look better on her necklace. I'm just looking at sculpts of her on Cults. Yeah, she's very basic. There's not much more to her. Yeah, I'm not really seeing much else. I think this is kind of where we're headed. Yeah, that's what I saw, this little water drop. All right. So I think we're good on this sense. We'll make the hair kind of messy too a bit, you know. Have a little fun with it. See if I can play with that a little bit more. It's a bit more wide. Okay. All right. When we get to it, I'll so it's kind of like more. Yeah, it's kind of more like this. All right. So that we'll do that for the necklace. We'll use her belts to hold up her bag. We have the shirt, staff, hair. I don't know if we'll put a bandana on her yet. We'll see. Not quite there yet. Yes, I'm not seeing much else. Because don't forget what we're going to do with the base. We're going to try to utilize a little bit of a water on the base. Where did I put that drawing? Yeah, so the base is going to be like this. So side duck, you know, it's going to be like here. We could probably put the bone here. So what we'll do is we'll chisel into the base, and then we'll put some water, like a little bit of a pond water type thing around the base area. So this will be the skull. Something like that. Some kind of something like that. It's going to evolve as we work on it. But she'll be there. She'll have her hand up with the Pokeball. Then this hand here is going to have the staff. You know, so that's kind of the idea behind this item. You know, and then she'll have her yellow shirt. You know, the blue shorts, sort of red straps holding the bag over here, and then shoes. Like that. That's kind of the idea of the base. Well, the problem is I don't know if we're going to have a lot of room on the base because side duck is big, you know. So we're going to have, you know, we got the body and we got side duck here. So we don't have a lot of room because we're going to have the skull and then the round base. So it's not going to be very friendly for room. So this is going to be the base I'm using, right? So she's going to be somewhat there. You got side duck here, right? And then you got the skull. So we don't have a lot of room. She's going to be more here, right? So side duck could kind of hang off to the side a bit. And then I figure we're going to have like water in here with the skull. So we're pretty much at our limit, unless we put her up front and we put side duck behind her, which probably would be better. Yeah, I think that'll be better. Let me get a better angle to show you guys. Kind of crap all over the place. Okay, so we're kind of show at a better angle. So we figure we want to see her more than anything. We don't want her behind anybody. So side duck could kind of be stuck in the grass in the back. Right? So the side duck's there. We put her here. Because we're going to have to make sure the staff hits something. So side duck could be behind her. Like there, so. And then what we'll do is we'll kind of have... I'll Dremel out an area here. And then we'll have the water. Like just a little water. Not much. Just a little. And that's kind of what we'll do for that. Because we're going to have grass too. So it's just going to fall. So we're going to do like I did with my Savage Land, because I have the grass. So she'll be like there, and then I have a lot of grass that I could put like around the back there type thing, like here, you know, kind of like grass around. And then the skull could be sunk into the muddy water. Like this could be like a little muddy water, and we could put the skull, because I don't have to have the skull all the way out. We can have sort of just like sort of it showing, you know. So that's kind of the idea. But I need to get the arm in her and sort of place her correctly where the arm and staff goes. So if I have to break the wrist a little bit, I might have to. We'll see. But I think that'll look good. Him in the background kind of like crying. And then she's kind of in the Savage Land. Let's see if I can kind of twist this up a bit without it falling. Oh, it's going to fall. Sort of like that. Sound like a plan? Plus he's got a booty shot too. So if you have her back there, he has a nice booty shot of her. Okay. So I think that's how that's going to be. Because the problem is you can make a crazy base, but then you're just getting insane and it's getting too big. Plus, I also like the idea of like whoever owns it too. You don't take up too much retail space. Try to tell the story and something like that. And what I will do is, I think I have it saved. I will show you what I'm thinking of doing for the throne for Peach. This is a good start here. Take these over here. Yeah, it's kind of a happy accident, you know, by putting him in the back. So I think that works. I think that works a lot. Okay. So, I said I think I have the idea for. I know it's on the other computer. Let me see if it's here. So this is my, I think this one works pretty good. So that is the throne I think I would like to use for Peach. Now the only problem is how big it's going to be with her. You know? So the idea is if I put her on a throne behind her, right? How big does it go? You know, if it's going to go way, way above her head, it might not be worth it. And I might have to find a softer throne. But that was the one that kind of stuck out to me of all the ones I found. And the idea with that throne is Raz has the Bowser head from a file, and what I was thinking of doing is taking Bowser's head and put it on top of the throne, like kind of just merge it into the file, and it would look like, you know, it's sort of a cool throne, which might work. I'm thinking it can work. It's just a matter of how big it's going to be. So I have to plan this one out. Because the idea is you can make the throne high, but what happens is it starts to expand too. And is it going to be like humongous behind her? Is it going to be maybe just not that big? So I have to kind of see how big I want it. But I got to get this figure sort of done first and go from there. But that's the throne I liked. Now I saw this throne, which kind of looked cool too, but this might be too wide. Yeah, well, what I'll do is, I think, Raz, when I give you the throne file, if you have it, can you scale it, but then give it to me to have that guy printed? Or at least just tell him what you scaled it to? Since you printed this file? But like I said, I'm trying to figure out what throne I want. There's a lot of stuff out there that looks good. So let me see. So this is another type of chair that I thought would be better for her. So what do you guys think of this one? I mean, to me, that one seems more peachy, I guess. Does that seem more? I mean, with that one, you could go up to the top of it and you could still get Bowser's head sort of like mushed up to the top of that one. And then that one could be like a pink cushion like it is. Alright. So I don't know, I'm thinking of this one more than anything. It's a cheap file and it looks like it would work. But then there's chairs like this. So with a chair like that, maybe I could ask the guy to take off the lion heads and put Bowser heads there. I'm sorry, once. This is where Peach takes over the kingdom. And then there's a chair like this. What the hell? Which one did you like, Raccoon? You like the lion one the best? You guys, anyone else got any input what they like? The Bowser heads. Yeah, I mean that could work. Because thinking about it too, if I printed it, it might not be such a high, you know, a high item too. Could be like a maybe just a wider item. What I would do is I would have him cut off the the block underneath, and then see if he can merge the heads. And if for some odd reason he can't merge the heads, I would have him print heads, and then I can merge them myself. So you guys think maybe we'll go with that one? Well, I figure when I paint up the chair, we're not going to do like gold. We could do like a dark metal with a pinkish leather. You know, it won't be like bright pink and gold. We can make it look a little bit more darker. Alright, so what do you guys think? The one with the lion heads, but we'll put Bowser heads on it? I gotta get some feedback from you slackers. Alright, hold on. Well, I think you saw the past ones, but... Hold on. Let's see what we got here. Alright, let's go here. That just doesn't want to move. Hold on. We're getting there. We're getting there. So that's the lion one. This is kind of a... This one would be large as all hell. I mean, that one print would be massively high. So I don't know if that one will work too well. Then we got this one, which is kind of more elegant. But like I said, when we paint them, think of it as dark metal, and then leatherish pink. And then hold on, 5, and this is the last one. Yeah, so, alright, so we'll axe the massive one. That one's out the door. So that one's gone. We'll just get rid of that one. That would be too big. So we'll just trash that one. So the one at the top right here is the lions. Now, like I said, Raz has a Bowser head that we can move, take off the lion heads and put the 2 Bowser heads there. And then what we could do is, it could be all dark metal with leather pinkish. But these over here, these 2 here, are kind of more elegant, queenish chairs. We could put the Bowser head on these, but they could be like at the bottom, or we could put the Bowser head up top. Yeah, so what I'm thinking is with the lion heads, you just kind of like slice off the head and then you merge the Bowser head onto it, that area. Like, I don't care that the mane is there. It's like just slice off the head. So what do you guys think? Would you rather see a chair like this or a chair like that? No, don't worry about printing it, Raz. The other guy I know will be able to print it. He might be able to even cut it in a way where he could print it too. So, don't worry about printing. It's a matter of and I know he can merge it, but I'm not sure how well he can merge it. So if you think you could merge it, maybe we could go that route instead, and then I can have it. Because I would want the white block taken off. Get that white block at the bottom taken off. And then put the 2 Bowser heads on those where the lions are. So do you think you guys, that one would be better? Or do you want to see more of this one? Because you figure if we print it, right, with this body, these wouldn't go as high, but they would be more wider. Alright, well, I guess you guys can think about it. I'm not going to print the chair yet. I got some time before I plan it out, but I guess we'll, so far, I guess it's the lion one, unless anyone maybe in this stream or next stream suggests anything else. Sound like a plan? I'll kind of hold on to them a bit. Like I said, I'm not really too worried about the throne right now because I figure let's get the figures going, let's start planning some stuff out, and then from there I'd have to see, like, do I have enough resin to make a square base? Do I need to put her on a plank of wood? You know, I'm not really sure yet. Alright, we'll keep that in mind. We'll keep that in mind and everything, but I think we're in a good shape. So I'm going to put up the video on the Patreon of getting the rod set up on these. And go from there. I'll do the... I'm gonna pour these resin, but I'll put the video on the Patreon because I gotta do it in the garage, so I won't be able to do it live. But what I'm going to do tomorrow probably is kind of Dremel out all the glue and put Aves around and get all that stuff going. But we pretty much got our outfit set up. I think we're at a good point for this. So once Raz finishes up the hair and get out the heads, we can start doing that. So I think for her, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to put her on a generic stand and get her situated, like maybe on a plank of wood or something. And then once, so this way I can start working on her. And then once I feel I'm ready to get the chair printed, I will. But I think this one will look pretty good. We'll do some tweaks. I think I might pull in the waist a little bit more, but we'll see. A lot of cleaning up, you know, just some like extra little stuff. We got a lot to go. We're just starting out, so we got a lot to go. Yeah, it's fine, Raz. It's okay. I still got to fill with resin. I got to sand these down. I got to start cleaning up the bodies. So it's not like I need those parts right away. But I figured next week we can start drawing and planning and just doing more a little bit here and there. But all right, I think that's where I'm done for tonight. I think we got a lot of good ideas done. We're going in the right direction. So, all right, you guys have a good rest of your weekend. I am going to go for a bike ride and call it a night. I need to stretch my legs.